announcer guy. Be like, this is total drama island.
Oh, I do like that.
No, I could see it. Like, this is total drama. I love it.
All right, so you're gonna need to leave the call now because I'm checking him in three,
Okay.
two, bonk.
Oh, I thought.
Hello, how are you today, sir?
So,
So, I don't know. I was expecting this to be more confrontational, but you seem pretty chill.
oh, trust me, I am too chill for my own good.
Okay. I don't know. I had planned for like using like a red chord voice and being really obnoxious or some shit like that, but I don't know. I lost my nerve.
You're much
Red cord.
you're much less you're much less nasally than I imagined.
That's
Red
Kichi.
cord,
She doesn't.
though.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah,
That's
no.
insulting.
Oh, wait. I
I
can't.
said you're less nasally. That's not an insult.
No, I was the one saying red chord. Welcome to Weeding with Red Chord. This is no.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, no, I'm just screwing around. So, anyways,
I will not
I
settle
don't.
for any less than
All I
some
know is
crack.
basically all I know is that the relationship went sideways, which happens. That's fine. Happens. You know, life moves on.
A little more than sideways, I would have to say.
Yeah, no. Like, look.
Yeah, it was
I've had
madness.
I've had my share of relationships that went bad. I don't want to butt into the whole thing, but she wants it to be over. You have a new relationship yourself, right?
Nope.
Oh, I thought you were with another girl.
Nope. It's actually hilarious. I was trying to figure that out. I'm like, wait, who's it? Hollaback? What? What?
Yeah, no, that's just me being a dipshit. No. But am I good to record this, by the way?
Yeah, if you want.
Oh, goody. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Goody Gunbros. This is FNGR. Welcoming you to Limbo Podcast. Joined by KGFIM, Deckard Spade,
Oh.
Tricky Fox, Riley Miller, and Noodles? Yeah, let's go with Noodles.
I have no idea what this all about.
Yeah, everyone else does.
So basically, here's the whole idea, that basically you're not with Painted anymore, correct?
Been for a while. She's pretty much jumped everywhere.
So that's a no, right?
So,
Yeah, pretty much.
yeah.
Not even sure.
She's currently, supposedly, from what I understand, is
With Deckard, less than 2 weeks after breaking up with Nova, who actually broke up with her for supposedly
I'm already.
of reasons, but the crazy thing about that is I'm pretty sure it has to do with her intentionally going along with everything that Toon did, etc., etc.
All right, I'm already seeing a problem here. So she wants you to leave her alone. Can you do that?
I've actually been leaving her alone. I've just been telling Elicity everything that, mostly because he asked me to fill him in on my end with all of that sort of thing, so I told him my part, and that was it. I even told him that I don't blame her or anything, even though realistically she was the problem, but I just mostly pity her, and I'm actually hoping that she doesn't screw Deckard over like she screwed me and Nova over.
That sounds like a lot of blame there.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, don't get me wrong, friend. If Deckard comes back with that story in a couple of weeks from now, you won't have to make an argument.
Oh, man.
Yeah, no. That's I trust Deckard, so you know.
Yeah.
On the other hand, if that doesn't happen, well, you're gonna look like you're full of shit. Because your other person there is Nova, and I was like, I don't respect Ducky.
The crazy thing is, I forget what it was that I found out from. I think it was probably her word by itself, just being like pretty much word of mouth along from somebody else, but apparently she's doing something she didn't do with me or Nova, which is taking it slow. Hilariously enough, that was the biggest complaint she had about our relationship that led to the breakup, because she took something wildly out of context that I had said, well, not out of context, but out of skew, and she basically just took that as being the be-all, end-all statement, and now she's doing exactly what that statement was. Basically, I had been talking to Kick, and this was before she took the break, which
Kick
led
the
to
anti-brony, right?
pretty much.
Okay, just asking.
Yeah. Hilariously enough, the reason she wanted to take the break before the breakup was to, quote-unquote, test how being single again felt. We were still together, but I'm pretty sure she got together with Nova before the breakup, so yeah. Hard to say for sure, because, I don't know, she was at least with Nova 2 weeks later after the breakup when I asked her, want to try again? That's when she informed me of all that. Oh crap, where was I going before that, though? Damn it, I had lost my track.
You remind me of Zephyr a little bit.
Yes!
Could you say siesta?
Siesta.
Nah, it's not there. I had to try. So Deckard, you're the current boyfriend. What questions would you like to levy? Or
Oh shit, he's here?
oh yeah,
Hi there.
I love that too. I think I'll take a soundbite of that. Oh shit, he's here.
Something else I told
No, don't worry.
Felicity.
Deckard's very reasonable.
I haven't told Felicity when I spilled everything to him. I got no ill will towards you or Nova. I'm just worried.
Well, from what I read about your conversation, yeah, I have one or two things I should bring up.
Alright. Shoot. Just let me grab my bulletproof vest first. Okay.
Let's see. Felicity and I had a decent conversation based on your conversation. So, a lot of what I've noted from you talking about things, you're guessing I didn't know about the flirtation.
Oh, I figured you did, because, I mean, she's always up front and forward about that sort of thing. Or at least I assumed she would be. She was with me. And she even asked me a lot of times, what are the limits? And I usually tell her...
There's one more person who wanted to peek in.
Alright. Yeah, I told her I don't really have that many limits, if any. Mostly because I figured she'd say, you know, or I could at least trust her to know what the limits were, all that sort of thing. But I
That
guess
seems kind of opposite to what you said in the conversation. You said that you didn't really talk to her because you assumed she knew the limits.
pretty much, yeah. I just assumed she already knew, you know, what the limits were, how far was too far, etc.
Kichi, I don't speak woman speak. What's he going on about?
He's saying that he assumes she knew how to be a girlfriend with rules that they never established.
Ah,
Here's the
Sound-
second question. Were you in a relationship before this one?
Oh, that part gets complicated. Yes and no. I was pretty much, not so much in a relationship, I was pretty much someone else's husband's personal free private detective for 5 years. Just getting strung along the whole time. Pretty much being a glorified yes man.
Because another thing that I noted in the conversations is that you make a lot of assumptions as to why she went to Nova and why she then jumped to me, and you don't talk to any of us up until now.
I go pretty much just with what I see.
So you did a lot of...
Something extra large dick.
Much.
What up, Solar?
Oh, there's Solar.
dude.
I'm just saying that between that and you also kind of assume a timeline between what's going on, thinking that it was just between a couple of days of when it happened, like between breakups.
I didn't want to, but I pretty much kept track of time. Mostly
Yeah, no,
because it always seemed to come out of nowhere.
The thing is, Nova's breakup happened like weeks before anything happened. Like, I want to say almost a month. before anything else happened with me. And the other thing is, I kind of was the one to say, hey, would you want to hang out and do things? So there's nothing saying that she was doing anything there, and she was upfront about the mistakes that she made. Plus, she also assumed that she hadn't talked to Toon or worked anything out, but I was the intermediary before she started talking to him. So they did start and actually worked on that situation.
Oh, I know. I saw that part.
But you also make assumptions saying that she doesn't change and that she seems to keep showing the same behaviors.
That gets me in the trouble all the time,
see
friend.
much. Yeah.
Well,
just go pretty much by what I can see, and
but you're going by what you can see without talking to somebody to say that they aren't changing, even though they are obviously showing at least some effort to go forward and change.
she has exhibited a lot of patterns of behavior, though, that a lot of people have noticed. Besides,
You haven't actually talked to her,
Nope.
and you haven't actually
Don't
directly
like
talked
to.
to her or me or Nova and came up with this entire observational story, right?
That's why when I told Felicity all that, I said it was pretty much just conjecture on my part. Pretty much nothing but observations. And of course, a lot of it was not just about me. There was someone else who got a little bit shafted by the business as usual that I'm used to seeing. And I brought that up to Felicity too.
Now, who's that?
And it's actually interesting because this individual had also got a Pastel Pros who was going to give you a tap on the shoulder if Painted went to you about that whole thing, because apparently there was some lies and slander, and, well, not slander, but actually, yeah, lies and slander.
Who?
Kage the Dragon Pony Hybrid. Basically, what happened was, it was about a week and a half or so. Actually, probably not that long. At least a week ago, I randomly joined a call in I Know's Call Parchment chat. I didn't ask who was in it. I didn't really say anything. Before the call even loaded, so I didn't see icons of who was in the call. I didn't hear any voices or anything. Before it loaded, Kage had said, "Hi, Napalm," and Painted, who had been in there, had insta-dropped. No word or nothing. Everybody else in the call remarks, "Oh, Painted dropped." I'm just like, deadpan, kind of, huh? Or, or whatever. About 30 minutes or so pass. Everybody's just shooting the shit, just chill conversation, all that sort of thing. Kage goes to PM her. Just asks her, "Are you okay, sis?" Because, kind of sisterly relationship at the time. No response. About, I don't know, I would say probably 10 minutes after that, because I don't know exactly what time she sent that message. Painted comes back into the call. Kage says, "Hi, Painted." She insta-drops again. Easy enough. I'm just sitting there like, oh, well. All of a sudden, Kage just starts freaking out because Painted removed her from her contacts. Nobody could figure out why. It was just completely out of the blue.
Okay, again,
A few days.
No, hold it, friend.
Oh,
Personal
yeah.
experience. Just because somebody does that doesn't give you a right to flip your shit.
Well, it wasn't really flipping shit so much as freaking out due to confusion. Basically, just, why did she do that sort of thing? Well, I Know and Kick both came back to us a bit later. I think it was like 2 or 3 days after, kind of a grace period. And apparently Painted lied to both of them and Kage in giving her explanation, saying that it was because of, basically there was an issue with DBirch 01, which is thankfully, I would say 99.9% rectified at this point.
Well,
He
what is
basically-
that?
It was basically that he was trying so hard to obsess over matching Tune and others' level of success with Twitch streaming and all that, that he was just pretty much using everybody, me, Kage, and a whole bunch of others, for his own gain, that sort of thing. But he's taking a hiatus to find himself. Props to him. Anyway, basically what ends up happening is, basically, Kage had done some self-harm to herself because of the whole situation, which even she admitted was not the best thing. Hick took it seriously. I think I know took it seriously, not sure. But apparently, Painted came back and no one knows how she found out, because Kage swears up and down she never brought it up around Painted one bit. Not at all. There should be no way she found out unless someone else middlemaned it to her or something. And it was only recently that anyone else found out, so... But apparently, Painted's supposed reasoning was that she didn't think the self-harm was self-harm, even though she apparently only knew the most bare, minimal portion of it, and she didn't want to, quote-unquote, keep mothering Kage about it and scolding her and all that. Made no sense to anybody. This part I would like to be cut, because it actually involves a mutual friend who thinks of her, Painted, like a sister, and doesn't really want to see her hurt or anything like that, but basically, she came to him and started railing on me. Just out of the blue, no reason. I hadn't given any reason anyway. She told him that I was a drama whore, that she was glad she broke up with me, and a whole bunch of other shit. I'm not even really sure the full extent of what other shit there was, but that was the most minimal I found out. And then I found out that I was the reason why she removed Kage from the contacts, but that was all I found out, that I was the reason. No explanation as to actually why. And it even threw the mutual friend completely off, because he never saw that side of her before, never heard her go that far with anything. He respects her and loves her dearly like a sister, but he's the kind of guy who is loyal to all of his friends, so that's why he filled me in. And it's actually hilarious, because if you look at my Twitter profile, I actually laughed so hard when I heard him mention the drama whore bit that it actually scared everybody in that call. I am not gonna lie, I never laughed that hard in my life, and I'm a guy who actually got arrested by his mother for cooking pork chops. I wish I was joking about that.
Alright. You know what, after that I have to say this now, friend. I have been typing to like 3 or 4 different people on how boring you are. And the fact that you just said I was almost arrested by my mother for cooking pork chops, I have to tell you that you are hands down the most bland, cookie-cutter, church wafer, uninteresting asshole that I've ever listened to in my entire life. Holy
Almost.
fucking shit.
Not almost. I was.
How the fuck do you get arrested for cooking pork?
Are you... Is it Sharia law or something?
I knew. I have no fucking clue. I mean, the real reason that I was arrested was completely fake, but the whole thing kicked off because I cooked pork chops, so that's pretty much.
I'm waiting for you to break into like a Grandpa Simpson. So then I had an onion in my head, and that's why I was going into Shelbyville. These stories don't seem to go anywhere, friend. Is there like a point somewhere in there?
Well, basically, I was just bringing that up because every time I retell that story, I just die laughing. But the second I heard him recount that she had called me a drama whore, that laugh, I don't think I could recreate it if I tried. It was the most beautiful thing I had ever heard in my life, and that's why it's part of my Twitter profile now. I co-opted that shit. It's mine now.
Okay. So, to the best of my knowledge, you're not bothering her, right? You're not sending people to bother her, right?
I actually told Elicity that I didn't want anything to happen to her. All I want is for her to pretty much turn her behavior around. And if you guys are saying that she is, then I guess I'll go with that.
Alright, wait, you know what? But before we wrap this up, who here thinks that we should just bring Painted in, confront the situation, and then move on?
Sounds like a good idea.
Yep, we're
Might
gonna do
be
that.
At least
Why not?
that might be at
That
least
Yeah, see,
somewhat
I'm raising
interesting.
my hand right now.
You know what?
Call.
I'll throw my vote in.
Alright. We're
All in favor say aye.
gonna wrap.
Hi.
Which one? Yes.
Hi.
Boy. E.
Okay.
Alright, so basically, we're telling him that he's saying he's not doing anything. We're gonna say that, look, you're gonna leave Painted alone. He's like, okay, cool. And that's how it's gonna be. And if we hear anything back, then we'll come back here. But, is that cool? Painted?
I said cool. I spoke.
Okay, cool. What was the last time that you said you were being harangued by whoever?
Correct.
That's an actual word. I don't know why you're laughing.
No, that's an actual word. It's
Y'all motherfuckers know how to English?
Well, they were saying I haven't spoken to her in weeks. I'm not sure where she got the drum board part from.
Alright, let her talk and shut the fuck up.
Go ahead.
But yet you went to my friend Kick It and tried to get a hold of me. It would not leave him alone, as well trying to get a hold of me.
Now, here's the
And
other
then on
problem,
top of
friend.
that,
Yeah, no, we will be talking to Kick to verify whether that's true or not. What is he
I can
going to...
screen to verify that it is not.
We
It
could
is
just ask
true.
Kick right now.
It's not true. In fact,
Kick It
I'm
is not
going
online right now.
We
Hold on,
will
I'm
be talking to him.
it right now. When was this? I'm going to go back to whenever.
This was very recent.
Very
Well,
recent.
did
I would-
you
I
get
would
like
say
screenshots of it?
I'm actually looking to find where it is. Oh, you're
I
talking
was
to her.
talking to.
Discord.
Yeah.
It's in Discord.
Well,
Do you have screenshots of the Discord?
Yeah.
I don't, but Kick It does, and I know he does.
Well,
Did you see them?
did Kick mention to
can't
you
go
that he
back.
was annoyed with freaking, Betty Boo over here bothering him?
Who's Betty Boo?
Your ex.
Yeah, he was kind of annoyed at that, but he thought it was kind of funny.
Okay, I'm going back through all of my conversations.
Well, let's see some screen
with
shares
him.
then.
Yeah.
I'm going back through all of the things.
I'm gonna just call you Al Borland. Is that okay? Hey, Al.
Oh,
Mr.
God damn it.
Borland.
One man
Damn
dares
it.
to be dope.
Yes.
And that man is Al Borland.
I don't know what the hell you're talking about because I'm looking through my entire conversation since the breakup, and I'm not seeing anything.
Bullshit.
to Kick. Okay, well, okay, hold it. Hold it. What day was this about?
Kick It.
Wait,
Give a guesstimation.
I think I see what you're talking about, but you are way off.
How
Good.
funny.
No.
Oh no!
No, hold it. Friend.
Actually, quote,
What day was it that he was bothering Kick?
Let me see. Scrolling up.
I actually know. It was on the 2nd, and I can quote exactly what I
Alright, so this is how we're gonna wrap this up real quick. You're gonna screen share, you're gonna show what your messages from Kick. And then I'll edit those out, and assuming, if there's nothing there, then I guess we're good. If there's something there, we've got a problem. Do you need to know how to screen share? Because I can walk you through it.
I got paint. And I got screen. But
Well, see, you could edit in Paint. I don't see why you're just not screen sharing, friend.
oh right, screen share.
Yeah.
Just minimize your porn, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh god, my porn.
Yeah. No one needs to see the gig of whatever. The Pokemon porn.
No one needs to
200
see
terabytes.
deep anal
Yeah,
footage.
we don't need to see freaking Renamon taking it up the high hoo.
I'm
The
basically
fact
going
that you
to
got the name right
Speak for
surprised me.
you.
Yeah, I was surprised by that too.
What, Renamon or high hoo?
here.
Renamon.
I'm not a pleb, Kichi. I'll have you know I watched it when it came out on Fox Kids or whatever the fuck it was.
Yes,
I've seen my fair share of anime.
Yes. Okay.
Alright, I'm getting the logs from Kick It himself, so.
Starting a bit before talking about something with DB and Casta, I just want you guys to tell, but you can see right here where this whole conversation starts, and this involves me asking Kick on Kage's behalf if he can be, and Aino can be, a mediator between you and her, because I'm convinced not only did you lie about the self-harm being the reason for removing her from your contacts,
That was only one of them.
You don't even really have a reason,
Well,
do you?
why don't you scroll down some?
Yeah. Keyblade. Let's just keep scrolling. That's cool. Let's see. It's kind of hard to read. Anybody want to read this off?
Is that good?
Yeah, I think so.
There you go.
So, Painted, what are we looking for?
Because this is where the conversation starts, right here.
It's more the fact that you sitting here and you won't just drop it, which is still technically harassing my friend.
Okay. So now we've covered that. But what was the last time that the harassment happened, so we can specifically direct that to stop?
I am
no.
giving-
There's been no harassment, actually.
One second.
Okay.
Let me Painted answer. What specifically was the last time that you felt that harassment happened, so that we can direct him to stop?
Technically, it would have been the part with Elicity, even though I know that wasn't necessarily what Elicity had went to him about it. Because he had mentioned it yesterday about wanting to drop ties with me. Now, why would you bring that up randomly?
Alright, why don't you go to, like, the most recent messages? Let's see what those are.
You're friends with Chugglebug. You. Sorry.
Let's see.
And by the way, you're not to do anything bad to Cedrus.
Why would I do anything bad to Cedrus? Cedrus is my friend. I love Cedrus. He's like my little brother.
Because you're the one you're the one who went to him and told him the drama whore bit and everything, and had him so torn up when he was recounting it to me that he was begging me not to tell anyone else about it.
But yet you still went behind his back and did it anyway. And me and him are actually buddies.
Yeah.
I hope so.
So when this gets sold up, buddy, we better not hear about you cooking any pork chops. There's going to be hell to pay. I'll tell your mom.
So how about we?
I cooked more pork chops right in front of her the next day.
Okay.
All right.
Alright.
How about we do this?
Yeah.
Huh? What? You got something Painted?
That's very small. I don't like that.
Okay. Anyway, so how about we do this?
We know that you don't like very small. You talked about that earlier.
Oh.
That's better. Got it.
What do you have?
The last part. The last time he was talking about. That was not today. I swear that was not today. This was like a couple days ago.
Yep. And not only that, there was no harassment at all.
It's the
Like,
fact
can you
that you keep going back to him. The thing is, why are you still talking to him about it when it should have been just done and over with when I said no?
I went to him to ask him if he'd be a mediator between you and Kage, and I also went to Aino about the same thing. So
Yeah,
there's no harassment. There's just me trying to ask him if he wouldn't mind, since he is pretty much the best person that everybody can trust to be completely unbiased and open and neutral, would he mind?
Okay, can I just ask a question here?
Absolutely.
And this is just completely throwing it on the table. If you are the ex-boyfriend, what makes you think that this is a good idea for you to bring up the topic and look for a mediator to talk about somebody else's issue?
She asked everybody for help.
Kage?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you
Because
know
she
how
was
Kage is. Kage loves the drama. Kage loves to sit there and get everybody that
You
she
started by giving a
contacted.
lie for reason.
Okay. Next step.
Also, how do I stop sharing?
If you are
No,
there,
you've totally stopped sharing. It's okay for you to click on your porn, I promise.
Oh wait, that's you.
Uh,
Or is
Alright,
that?
how about we solve this real quick? Both of you stop talking about each other.
yeah.
Please and thank you.
Like, how about we just do that? That sounds like the easiest solution here.
Alright.
Felicity was the only person who came to me to ask about it, so he's the only person I ever told anything to, and the only person I needed to tell.
Hey,
Alright.
hey. That's not what I said.
Oh, I
I
know.
said, how about we agree to just cut all this stuff out? If
Exactly.
someone comes to either you saying, hey, what happened with this person, just say you don't want to talk about it.
Alright. So Brown Horse has spoken. Kichi, you tried to push the motion of egg roll. I second. Pretty please.
You third the motion of egg roll?
I third, fourth, as many times as I can. If I could vote for it, egg roll the fuck out of that, please. Ah, God bless.
Jeez.
Oh my God, what a mediocre motherfucker! I couldn't care.
Seriously, I'm just like, shut up.
Ugh, you bland, freaking flavorless, saltless, anything.
I'm just like, you're salty over your breakup. That's literally all this is.
He's a saltless saltine cracker. I didn't even